Hello again, it's Noob, and we finally get to look at the Sparrows double tap pick gun. And this was kindly sent to me by Sparrows for this review. It's not a paid review and all thoughts my own. And yes, I have worked with Sparrows in the past and I hope to continue to work with them in the future. But anyway, that's all the disclosures that I think you need. So yeah, this is the double tap pick gun. I just haven't ever got round to reviewing this. It's been out for a couple of years now. I guess I don't really use a lot of pick guns, electric or manual, but they are actually quite useful on occasion, especially when you want to service a keyless lock or something like that and you just don't have the time to sort of pick it. These are very, very useful things. If you're a professional locksmith, it might be worth having one of these as a backup to your EPG. Anyway, that's why you might have a manual pick gun. And these, as a design, have been around for many, many, many years. Sparrows certainly weren't the first to come up with the design, but I believe that the double tap mechanism on this and the way that this works is, I think, unique to Sparrows. So that's why it's worth, I think, checking out. Headphone warning for those of you with headphones. This is quite loud. I'll try to mute it when I do the clicks, but yeah, it still might be a little bit poppy. So watch what happens when you pull this down. Of course, you put this into a lock to strike all the pins at the same time and cannon them up into the Bible and hopefully catch the shear line as the driver pins and key pins drop back down. But watch, you click once and then again. Literally get two throws at the same time by pulling the trigger. And that trigger is just really nice in gold. In fact, I like all the gold hardware and the Sparrows logo on this. I just think that the gold and the black really just set each other off. I just really like that combination. In fact, as a kid, I used to have a little die-cast car and it was entirely black and it had this gold eagle or thunderbird. I don't know what it was on the front, but it was just my favourite because of the black and the gold. And yeah, I mean, I've grown out of that a little bit now, but it still does look quite smart, doesn't it? So yeah, it's called double tap for a reason. You get two hits with one trigger pull. Now, these aren't massively complicated in terms of how they work. Like I said, you just stick it in a lock and you pull the trigger a few times under light tension and hopefully you get an open. But what is interesting about this is that a lot of the cheap pick guns, the manual pick guns, they actually pivot. So you're supposed to strike all the pins at the same time, but if you're pivoting from a central pivot point, then that isn't actually very easy to get that strike on the pins all at the same time. So this, if you notice again, I'm just going to be quiet while I do it so that I can mute it a little bit, but watch how it goes straight down and back up. So you're going to hit all the pins at the same time when you put that into the lock. This L and H here, I think it alters the sort of spring tension on the inside, and when I put this to low, I think what's happening is it makes it sort of softer when you pull the trigger and it doesn't hit as hard. And when you turn it all the way to H, I think that's high instead of low spring tension, and it's a little harder to pull the trigger, and I think you get more of a thump when you hit those pins. So yeah, it's worth just dialing it in to how you like it. Now, so that's the actual gun itself. Put that to one side for a second, and here is the case it comes in, which I think is actually really quite handsome. Again, you get that sort of Sparrows almost like a patch on the front, which is really nice. It's got a molded case, got a zip all the way around it, and inside you get some other stuff, which is good. So I've already put on one of the tips, but you get a couple of spare ones. If you use these enough and you hit the warding enough by accident, then you will end up sort of damaging these, but there's plenty of places that sell spare pick gun tips, so you should be right. I've got an extra long one here for deeper keyways. I've got one that's angled. You might think, why do I want one that's angled? Well, you might be working in a position where you're stood up and the lock is low, so you can put that in and it just gives you a, I don't know what angle you call that, 30 degrees-ish angle to hit up on the pin. So it just makes it easier when you're working at a slight angle, you're above the lock or slightly below if you turn upside down, I guess. And yeah, they attach just by undoing this little screw like this, and then they slide out undo a bit more, slide out like that. You can slide them back in. If you want them to hold in a bit tighter, I would do it finger tight and then gently use like a hex key to just finish the tightening. That way you're not going to risk over tightening the anything with the plastic and risk damaging the plastic. So yeah, that's held in quite nicely now. So yeah, let's try it out in a few locks and see how it gets on. So I'm going to start off with the little Master Lock 3. You might think why I've got 2 turning tools in. It's because the warding is so is a bit damaged due to overuse. So we're just going to put 2 turning tools in, so it gives me a little bit of better control. This protects the bottom of the keyway, and I'm going to put this in so that we don't hit the warding, and make sure I've got a nice clean shot at the pins. Make sure it's all level to the pins, and I'm going to squeeze the trigger. Please bear in mind it's going to be a bit louder. So ready? Might do a few cycles. Oh, well, didn't need to do any few cycles. That bumped really nicely. Now for something a bit more paracentric, so we'll have to be a little bit more careful with how we do this one. Pop some turning tool in, make sure that I angle this underneath the pins, away from the warding, and give it a few cycles under light tension. There we go. So here we have a 6-pin Euro cylinder with an interesting bitting. It goes very high to very low, so probably a bit of a challenge for something which hits flat, but we're going to try it anyway. Put some tension in and we'll keep going. Now, it might take a number of goes to get this open, but we're going to try and get it open. Make sure I don't hit the warding. And we got it. So here I have a little 50mm brass padlock. It's got some security pins in. When you pop the tool in, you want to make sure that you angle it so you're not going to hit the warding on the paracentric keyway. You get nice and clean under the pins, and it goes all the way in underneath the pins, but not all the way to the back where it can just hit some of the stuff at the back of the lock that isn't the pins and not getting open. So very light tension and go. There we go. Next up I have an Abus 6050. Great lock to pick this one. Small keyway considering it's a 50mm brass padlock. Lovely spool pins in here. So I'm just going to make sure that I have some nice tension. I'm going to use some with a twist in this time. Keep that tension on nice. Make sure I don't hit that warding and give this a go. And yeah, we got it. So there you have it. You've seen this on locks with standard pins and spool pins, 4 pins, 5 pins, 6 pins, small keyways, bigger keyways, paracentric keyways. I mean, it seems to work really well, at least as well as any of these pick guns do. It takes a little bit of skill and practice, of course. Not every lock is going to open straight away. If at all, sometimes it's dependent on its anti-bump features, the difference in pin heights in the lock, all sorts of reasons. But yeah, it does equip itself quite well. So we've got to the end of the video. I normally do my pros, cons, costs, all those kind of things. So let's talk about the pros. It's really compact as a tool. So if you've ever seen electric pick guns, you've got to have a way of charging it. You've got to have a case big enough for it. It's quite heavy. This is very light. You don't need even this case if you've got a suitable tool bag. It's a really nice backup if you're a sort of working locksmith. Just to have a manual pick gun might be really good. Other pros I like about this is I just like aesthetically. I really like this. I love the fact that it also hits the pins straight up. I don't know whether really having 2 throws of the tip is really useful. I mean, it works really well. Whether it saves fatigue or not, I don't know. I don't think you use one of these for hours at a time, but I don't hate the fact that it does it either. So, there is that. And overall, it just seems to be a very nice, well-presented package. It works as you'd expect. It feels like it's made well. It looks great, and it definitely works. In terms of cons, I can't think of any really. I think the only, I mean, you know, I'm trying to be as critical as I can. A couple of things which you might need to be aware of is that if you're using this in a lock, hitting the inside of the lock is going to eventually wear down the pins and the warding. Clearly, you're not going to do this a lot on a single lock if you're a locksmith. But if you're a hobbyist and you're practicing, just bear in mind, you know, don't use a lock that you really like. It's a collectible lock, because these tips are hard, and they are there to, you know, whack the pins inside the lock. So you've got to bear that in mind. You also I guess the only sort of negative I can see here is I really wish that this was a metal sort of finger turner. You might think, well, why doesn't it work? No, it works fine. I'm just worried that, you know, I'll over tighten it a few times and I might strip the plastic thread off the metal here. That's why I would suggest that you use a hex key to tighten this. And again, don't over tighten it, because you'll probably strip the threads here, but that isn't the tool's fault. I just think that it'd be nice if this knob here was maybe some knurled metal, but again, it's a very small thing. Other than that, I can't really think of any negatives to this. Anything neutral to say about it? Just a comment. Yeah, the only thing I would say about this is, as a hobbyist, you won't have too many use cases for a tool like this. Now, if you renovate a lot of locks and you need to gut a lot of locks quickly, and you just want to, you know, get into a lock without a key, so make a key for it, those kind of things, then these are very useful alternatives to an EPG, just to have around so that you can get into some locks more quickly. But, you know, if you're a lock picker interested in lock picking skills, you may not really need one of these. But as a, like I said, professional locksmith, you might want to have something as a backup should the battery in your electric pick gun fail. And also, if you just want to travel light, these are surprisingly useful. They are noisy though, so they're not exactly covert. So what does this whole set cost? Well, in US dollars on the Sparrows website at the time of filming, this costs only $50 US, and that is the tips, the tension tools, the case, and the pick gun, not including obviously postage and packaging, depends where you are in the world. And that's the Sparrows double tap. Let me know what you think to this in the comments. Do you have one of these manual pick guns? Have you tried one of these? I do read all the comments and reply to as many as I can. It's just really interesting to know your opinions. If you haven't subscribed, want to see more content like this, please subscribe. And if you like this video, of course, give it a like, give it a share. It all really helps my channel out. And I'll see you all next time.